Have you ever felt the unspoken silence between you and your twin flame? That strange void where their absence weighs heavier than words could ever express. You're left wondering, why don't they reach out? Why, when the connection is so powerful, does the runner retreat to the shadows, hiding from the very bond that binds your souls? This enigma has puzzled seekers of divine union for centuries, casting ripples through hearts that long for reunion. The twin flame connection is unlike any other. It's raw, spiritual, and transformative. Two souls that once danced as one, now placed into separate bodies, striving to find their way back to each other. This reunion, though destined, doesn't come easily. It's a journey filled with longing, healing, and often separation. The runner-chaser dynamic is not just a chase. It's a profound test of endurance, faith, and surrender. The runner may feel the same magnetic pull as the chaser, yet they run, avoiding the intensity of the connection. But why? What is it that holds them back? Let's dive into the heart of this mystery. Intimacy in the twin flame dynamic is like staring into the clearest mirror you've ever encountered. One that doesn't just reflect your outward image, but every corner of your soul. The fear of intimacy is not merely about physical closeness. It's a fear of exposing one's most vulnerable self to another. And for the runner, this is no ordinary connection. It's the most intense, soul-deep form of intimacy imaginable. Imagine being completely transparent, where every unhealed wound, every insecurity, every hidden piece of shame or self-doubt is laid bare. This is what the twin flame connection brings to the surface. The runner, faced with this intense reflection, often feels overwhelmed, terrified of being seen so completely without the armor they've spent years building. For many, the idea of someone seeing and loving them despite their flaws is beautiful. But for the twin flame runner, it can trigger deep-seated fears. The runner may have built their life around controlling how much of themselves they allow others to see. They have learned to compartmentalize emotions, put up defenses, and hide their most vulnerable aspects from even those closest to them. But with their twin flame, there is no place to hide. The mirror is relentless, unyielding, and profound. This fear of intimacy is not born from a lack of love. It's quite the opposite. The love between twin flames is so potent, so pure, that it forces both individuals to confront their shadow selves, the parts they've hidden, suppressed, or ignored. The runner, recognizing this, may feel that they are not ready to face these aspects of themselves. It's as if standing naked before the soul of another, stripped of all pretenses, and the runner isn't sure if they can handle the rawness of this truth. In many cases, this fear of intimacy is rooted in past trauma or emotional wounds. Perhaps the runner has experienced abandonment, rejection, or betrayal in previous relationships, leaving them with a lingering sense of unworthiness or mistrust. The twin flame connection, with its immense intensity, reactivates these old wounds, making them feel vulnerable and exposed. The runner may question their worthiness, fearing that once their twin flame sees all of their imperfections, they will no longer be loved. This triggers the flight response, where running seems safer than facing the possibility of rejection. It's essential to understand that this fear is not a reflection of their feelings for you, the chaser. The runner feels the pull of the connection just as strongly, if not more intensely. But the depth of this connection shakes them to their core, compelling them to confront parts of themselves they aren't ready to face. The fear of intimacy, therefore, is ultimately a fear of self, of being seen so completely and accepted for all that they are, flaws and all. In the runner's mind, it's not just about whether they can handle the relationship, it's about whether they can handle themselves within it. This fear of vulnerability, this avoidance of being fully seen, is at the heart of why they retreat. They are afraid not of you, but of the parts of themselves they believe are too broken, too unworthy, too incomplete for this sacred union. And so they run, not from love, but from the intensity of the mirror you hold up to them, reflecting all the beauty and the wounds they are not yet ready to accept. In the world of twin flames, emotional unavailability is not just an issue of avoidance, it's an act of self-preservation. Imagine the runner's heart as a fortress, built brick by brick over the years. Each brick represents a past experience of pain, loss, or betrayal, and each layer adds another barrier between the runner and the deep emotional connection they fear. While twin flames are destined to connect on an extraordinary level, the runner often struggles with the very thing that makes this bond so unique: emotional vulnerability. Emotional unavailability isn't about a lack of feelings. Quite the opposite. It's the inability to process and express those feelings fully. The twin flame connection stirs up emotions so raw and profound that the runner may feel like they're standing in the midst of a storm, unable to control the winds that swirl around them. This emotional intensity can be overwhelming for someone who has spent years learning to suppress, deflect, or compartmentalize their feelings as a form of protection. The runner often acts like a fortress, guarding their heart from the perceived danger of being too open, too vulnerable. For them, emotional unavailability is a defense mechanism. It shields them from being hurt, rejected, or overwhelmed by the deep emotional waves that come with being in a twin flame relationship. When faced with the intensity of the connection, the runner might feel they're being asked to tear down their emotional walls too quickly, exposing raw wounds they haven't yet healed. There's also a fear of inadequacy tied to this emotional unavailability. Twin flames often carry the weight of their own unresolved issues, traumas, or emotional baggage from previous relationships. The runner may feel as though they are not emotionally equipped to handle the enormity of the connection. They may think they don't know how to love in the way that's required of them. The vulnerability required in a twin flame relationship can stir up feelings of insecurity, making the runner feel unworthy of the unconditional love that comes with such a union. Furthermore, the runner may not even fully understand their own emotions. For someone who has spent much of their life disconnected from their inner emotional landscape, the twin flame connection can be like entering unfamiliar territory. Emotions flood in, but the runner lacks the tools to navigate them. They may feel numb, overwhelmed, or even paralyzed, unsure of how to process these feelings, much less express them. The runner becomes emotionally unavailable, not because they don't feel, but because they feel too much and lack the capacity to handle it. For the twin flame chaser, this can be one of the most frustrating aspects of the journey. They see the love, the connection, and the potential, but they are met with silence, distance, or avoidance. The runner's emotional unavailability is like a locked door that refuses to open, no matter how much love or understanding is poured into it. It's important to recognize that this unavailability is not about the chaser. It's about the runner's fear of being engulfed by their own emotions, afraid of drowning in the very love they yearn for. Ultimately, the runner's emotional unavailability is a form of self-protection. The fortress they've built around their heart isn't meant to keep their twin flame out, but to keep themselves safe from the overwhelming emotional waves they don't yet know how to ride. Until they feel ready to confront and embrace these emotions, they will remain behind the walls, even as their heart longs for connection. Change, though inevitable, is often one of the most terrifying forces we encounter, especially in a twin flame relationship where the connection demands a profound level of transformation. The runner, who is already overwhelmed by the intensity of the bond, finds themselves confronted by an undeniable truth. This relationship will change them in ways they may not be ready for. The fear of change isn't merely about altering their day-to-day life. It's about soul-level transformation, a shift that will forever redefine who they are. To the twin flame runner, the connection feels like standing at the edge of a cliff. They can sense the profound growth and healing that awaits, but they are equally aware that stepping forward requires letting go of the safety and familiarity of their current self. The runner fears losing control, fears being swept up in a current that will carry them away from the life they know, even if that life is marked by stagnation or emotional avoidance. Change in this context is the ultimate unknown. Twin flames are mirrors, reflecting not only the beauty and love between them, but also the shadows and unhealed parts of their souls. This connection pushes both individuals to confront their deepest fears, unresolved traumas, and outdated beliefs. For the runner, this process feels like shedding layers of their identity, layers that have been carefully constructed over a lifetime. The twin flame dynamic challenges them to evolve, to grow, and to become a truer version of themselves. But change, especially change at such a profound level, is daunting. Take, for example, the metaphor of a snake shedding its skin. The old skin becomes too tight, too restrictive, but shedding it is a painful and vulnerable process. The snake is exposed and defenseless while it transforms. Similarly, the twin flame runner may feel like the change being asked of them requires shedding an identity they've worn for years. They're not only afraid of who they might become, but also of what they might lose in the process. This transformation asks them to leave behind old habits, unhealthy relationships, or limiting beliefs that have been comfortable even if they've held them back. In many cases, the runner may feel that the change will strip them of their autonomy or individuality. They fear becoming lost in the overwhelming intensity of the twin flame connection. Additionally, the fear of change is closely tied to the fear of failure. What if they step into this transformation and are unable to meet the expectations of the journey? What if the process of change is too overwhelming, too painful, or too unfamiliar? The twin flame runner may feel like they are not yet strong enough, wise enough, or healed enough to fully embrace the transformation that the relationship offers. Rather than facing these fears, they retreat, choosing the comfort of the familiar, even if it means denying the growth that the twin flame connection offers. This fear of change is ultimately rooted in resistance to the unknown. The twin flame journey is a path of deep self-discovery, healing, and spiritual awakening, but it also requires letting go of everything that no longer serves. For the runner, the challenge lies in trusting the process, in believing that the transformation is not something to fear, but something to embrace, until they are ready to let go of control, to surrender to the flow of the relationship. They will continue to run, choosing safety over the potential for deep, soul-level change. In this sense, the runner is not only fleeing from their twin flame, but from the immense inner work required to step into their fullest, most authentic self. Sometimes, the twin flame runner is simply not ready for the profound journey that lies ahead. The twin flame path is unlike any other. It demands not only emotional maturity, but spiritual awakening, deep self-reflection, and the courage to confront one's inner shadows. This is a journey that stretches the soul, challenges old belief systems, and requires a willingness to transform. For some twin flame runners, the weight of this journey feels too heavy to carry, especially if they are still in the early stages of their own personal and spiritual growth. They may recognize the significance of the connection, but feel unprepared to step into the transformative process that comes with it. One of the key reasons for this unreadiness lies in the soul's evolution. Not every soul is at the same stage of growth, even within a twin flame connection. The runner may still be dealing with unresolved wounds, unhealed traumas, or limiting beliefs that prevent them from fully engaging with the intensity of the twin flame relationship. They may feel as though they are not enough, not strong enough, not healed enough, not wise enough to walk the path that lies ahead. The twin flame connection pushes both individuals toward their highest selves, but for the runner, this push can feel like being asked to scale a mountain before they've even learned how to climb. In some cases, the runner's unreadiness is linked to life circumstances that make it difficult for them to fully commit to the journey. They may be entangled in other relationships, struggling with career pressures, or facing personal challenges that divert their energy away from the spiritual path. The twin flame journey requires focus, dedication, and a willingness to invest in one's own personal growth. If the runner's life is filled with distractions or unresolved issues, they may feel that they simply don't have the capacity to embark on this deep, soul-stretching adventure. It's not that they don't feel the connection. Rather, they feel that they are not in the right space to nurture it. The twin flame journey is also an initiation into a higher form of love, a love that transcends ego, selfish desires, and old patterns of attachment. The runner may sense that they are not yet ready to love in this way. They may still be operating from a place of fear, scarcity, or self-protection, rather than the openness and surrender required in a twin flame union. The soul knows when it is ready, and until the runner reaches that point of readiness, they will continue to retreat from the connection, not out of malice or rejection, but out of self-preservation. This unreadiness is not permanent. The runner's journey may take them through periods of self-discovery, healing, and growth, allowing them to eventually return to the connection with a fuller heart and clearer mind. In many cases, the runner's separation from their twin flame is a necessary part of their spiritual evolution. The time apart allows both individuals to focus on their own healing, to confront their inner shadows, and to prepare themselves for the next phase of the journey. It's as if the universe is saying, not yet, but soon. The timing of a twin flame reunion is divinely orchestrated, and it cannot be forced or rushed. As you stand at the crossroads of your twin flame journey, know this: the runner is not running from you, but towards their own healing. Every step they take, every moment of silence, is part of their process, part of the dance that will eventually lead to reunion. Trust the timing, trust the journey, and most importantly, trust yourself. In the end, the twin flame journey is not about the destination. It's about the soul's evolution. And when both souls are ready, the universe will conspire to bring them together once more. Keep your heart open, your spirit strong, and your faith unwavering.